Hello and welcome back to the Kerbal Space program. My name is WW but you already know that. So last time the game was lagging so much that I couldn't do anything anymore, but as you see, once you restart the game, the same ship suddenly doesn't lag as much. Why ever? I do not see any reason for that, but we can now continue building this. That this is obviously gonna need... Really? Also stops doing the symmetry. Was this all of them? Yeah, good. Now obviously this will need a lot of frickin' parachutes, so... I'm also gonna go ahead and add some... of these, like here, and here, just to slow it down on the way down, and just to have like any sort of braking force on this. I feel like putting like another set around here is probably not the worst idea. That should be enough for an empty set of tanks with a bunch of 4 engines attached to be able to land. Like, I mean, this has less, so I'm pretty sure this is fine. This is not where these should go. Hello, train. These go up here, please. All of them. Because we don't need any chutes in between anywhere where we don't want them. So all of this starts at the same time. Yes. Then these fall off. Then these fall off. And these start at the same time, please. Then these fall off, right? Yeah. And all of these can start at the same time, really. So I'm just going to drag this up. And then we should be in space and we should be on our way out of the out of here and over to refuel the stuff. So the site that I used for calculating delta V is now back up. And this thing has 10,000 delta V once it's in orbit. We need, and I'm going to really quickly look that up because I haven't yet. KSP delta V map. Desktop website because it doesn't really work on mobile. I'm looking this up on my phone on the side. So we have low orbit of Kerbin to low orbit of Dres, basically, which requires 3,140 meters a second at least. So we're gonna have like 5,000 left once we're there. Then we refuel. For the return from low orbit to Kerbin encounter, basically, low orbit to low orbit, it's fine, is another 2,000. some odd. The thing is, we can totally aero brake, so I'm not too concerned with coming back and then not having enough to stop around Kerbin. What I am concerned with, though, is coming back at all. Because basically everything needs to have at least 2000 delta V in it. Now, we're just gonna, obviously, land the lander, get it back up, and then see how much fuel is left in that. Any liquid fuel that is left in that can be used by the transfer stages. We're then gonna, basically, I think we're gonna, like, fuel up the other transfer stage to have 2000 delta V, and send that home alone. And then hopefully the rest of this will still have 2000 delta V left. I'm not 100% sure that's gonna happen. Because, unfortunately, we can't really have this all be docked together in one thing and then just hope that we have enough fuel for all of it to make it at once. But yeah, first of all, we still need to freaking launch this at all, so let's see. I mean, if worst comes to worst, we still could just get home the lander and get the other transfer stage at a later point when we have better fuel capacity or something. I don't know. We're not gonna get any more efficient. Well, I mean, we can get more efficient. We can send a giant array of ion-powered engines, because those will definitely have more delta V, and then we can do that if everything else fails. But for now, we're going to launch this thing. Staging should be fine. I have not added the launch clamps. If anything fails right now, that's never happened, and we're going to just revert. Because I feel like stuff will just throw itself out of the window right now. As this is not made to stand up on its own. What the hell are you standing on? Just the boosters. That's weird. It's actually standing, so I'm just going to activate SAS and say, sorry for the night launch, but 3, 2, 1, launch. Holy shit. Wait, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5.5 seconds per second. Per in-game second. Great. I love the performance of this game. I cannot wait for KSP2 to not be this chuggy. Like, I just really hope KSP2 will not have the same kind of unfortunate, like, tanking if you're using more than the usual amount of parts. I mean, I've recently seen a video of Shadow Zone building a replica of the ISS in the vehicle, in the space plane hangar. I'm going to assume he cheated that into orbit, which is fine, because he just needed it for the Demo Mission 1 flight reenaction. But I have absolutely no idea how he even had playable frame rate with that in the hangar. Like, there's no way I would be able to build that. Not in one go, at least. Without restarting the game. As you saw last time, the game was incredibly laggy building this thing. And today I restart the game and I can add more parts without it even, like, at all wondering where everything went. Like, oops. Hold it right there. Please. And as much as I wanna speed this up in post, I want once, just once, because I've sped up launches like this in post multiple times in the past. Just once, I want you to sit through this with me. I mean, we have stuff to talk about, don't we? And if you really want to just skip ahead, you can skip ahead, or at least put the game, the video at like 2 times speed. At which point you will probably not understand anything I'm saying anymore, but you're going to get through this twice as fast as I do. Which is still like half the amount of... What was it? 5.5 seconds? That's still like... almost 3 seconds for a second. If you speed it up by 2 times. I'd really like to just speed it up by 6 times and have this kind of be normal speed. Not just for post-editing, but for the gameplay. But yeah, as I said, I really want the next KSP2 to at least have playable frame rate on everything, because this is hardly playable. And once you get towards like 2,000 parts, you're definitely in unplayable territory. Like, I'm pretty sure when Shadow Zone will try to dock his crew capsule from the Demo 1 mission reenaction to that ISS, he's gonna have a problem with the frame rate, because there is no way that's in playable frame rate. That was way too huge to be playable. They had like 2,200 parts or something like that. No PC in this world will run this game with that many parts. I would be really glad if this would just hold heading towards where we're going. Gonna try letting it hold prograde, because that's basically where we want to be, especially for the detachment of the boosters that is going to come up right the hell now in 1 in-game second. Works. Nice cross. They're flying pretty nicely apart, and once we go back, we will easily have no problem landing these. I mean, they just need to activate their chutes anyway. Everything else is not really a thing. Oh god. This is the point where I actually go ahead and speed up stuff in post for you. Okay. That worked kind of well. What kind of doesn't work that well is our time to apoapsis, because we're kind of over our apoapsis by now. Also, this is going off to somewhere. Even though I tell it to keep heading prograde. Yeah, something's not right on that. Why? That makes no sense. Really not. Why am I flipping backwards? Makes no sense. Obviously we revert flight because this isn't going anywhere. We need some adjustments. First of all, this needs to be a little bit more aerodynamic, so we're going to go ahead and put a nose cone up there. Even if that means I also need something inside that nose cone that makes it land. Which kinda means that we're gonna need heat shield. That's kinda not the right size. That's the largest one we have? No, that's the largest one we have, and that's oversized. So that one, yeah. I mean, I should be able to just detach that, right? And then put a frickin' little probe core in there. A hex, I guess. Which one's the lighter one? It's the same, literally. Hex. This. I literally need to be able to access this a little bit closer. And I guess we're gonna go with like 4 and 4. And move that inwards so it doesn't stand out. That looks gross. First of all, we want that to be like this. Wait. Put that back out. Put that back out. Nobody likes this. The fuck are you doing anyway? Put that back on. Like a normal thing. Okay. Now, local and no increments. I feel like why is this going up and down if I click the other one? Why are you chugging like a fucking, I don't know. You're doing a fucking keg stand. Freaking hell. Like this. And same shit with this. Excuse me. Why is it so hard to make stuff work in this game? But by that I don't even mean the orbital mechanics working. I mean building, just straight up building a thing working like it's supposed to. Okay, now you have aerodynamics on your side. We can dump this whenever we want to. It has a thing. Should make this a little bit easier to keep its heading. While we're at it, we're also going to add a bunch of control surfaces down here in the form of delta wings that please attach the way that they should. And I guess here makes sense. This should make this a whole lot easier to keep straight. And we're going to try that again once we warp to morning, because I'm not going to try launching this in the night again. Because I also kind of want to see something. And we have like all the time in the world anyway. Like, got 108 days until the next Kerbal dressing window. Okay, let's try this one more time. And you're gonna get the edited down version where this doesn't go at 1 frame per second. Okay, so this time it seems we're not uh, losing our course, which is good. I mean, we started out with like hardly any thrust to weight, which is not that great, but I'm sure we're gonna get this into orbit anyway. I've been recording this episode for 46 minutes. You can see how much I sped this up by looking at your player right now and seeing how long the episode has actually been by now. We're also back down to 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds per second. So significantly faster than almost 6 seconds. I'm pretty sure we have enough thrust away to get this into orbit. And enough delta V quite definitely, so let's see. Apoapsis of almost 40 kilometers, which is good. Definitely, first and foremost, won't want the apoapsis to leave the atmosphere, because otherwise we're not gonna have any way of using the atomic engines for anything. Which would be stupid. Sure, it's going somewhere. Thrust away is rapidly climbing. So is our apoapsis height. All we really need is this to go to space. And then to circularize. Shouldn't be too far away. We're at almost 50 seconds to apoapsis as well, which means going a little bit further down on the nose wouldn't be the worst. Because I don't want this to go over a minute necessarily, because that would just mean that we're unnecessarily fighting against our own orbit, basically. It's just a waste of fuel. I don't want to lock it to prograde yet, because that's a little bit very low down. But we're getting towards 70 so fast, I might as well do that. Just hope that this can actually orient itself well enough. Yeah, there we are at a minute to apoapsis. That's definitely the point where we want to go way down with the nose. mean, we hardly have any resistance from the atmosphere at 50-ish kilometers anymore, so we won't need too much more until we can just cut the engine and float up. I'm gonna go to like 75-ish. Just so we actually have enough time and space to make this easy to circularize. Periapsis is also steadily rising towards above ground, which is nice. Yeah, 75 is definitely where I'm gonna cut the engines and just like float up until and cut. As you see, we're not really losing any height anymore. Once we are in space, I'm going to decouple this. Shouldn't be a problem. We're almost at 70. Go ahead and decouple node. And fire the engine a little bit back up. Cut. That will slowly go down. Okay. We just go into orbit. We're also putting out these. And as I thought, I'll need the engines to do the last burn. So gonna leave like that in there. I said something might have broken there. I just really hope I can get this above 70 in time, because we're falling back already. I mean, I can probably speed this up without fucking up too much. I did do a very good job on making sure that we spend a lot of time in space. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's going towards where we want it to be. Soon as this is above 70, we're stopping the burn. 40. $60. And 70. There we go. 70 by 97. This is officially in space. In orbit. This little shroud here is going to detach itself. Once we do this. No? Don't tell me that that shroud is permanently on there. I'm going to assume that that goes away when we reload it. Anyway, we're going to go back and land all of the parts. You will see all of the parts, like all of the 4 boosters, as well as all of the 4 liquid boosters, as well as all of the 4, as the small tip of the thing landing at the same time. At the start of next episode. Until then, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and until next time, I'm WWDadmin. Bye.